Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends, Taco Tuesday, here at Cold to the Pen. Tim York, morning from Calgary, Alberta. Brian E., Brian Rose, Fire Sports, BGC, Jeff L., Rich Clark, what's going on? What is up? What is going down? Baby. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I am on 2 feet. Question of the day yesterday. Wife asked me, honey, how many high noons did you drink? The answer to all of them, obviously. Rate, review, and subscribe to the channel because it matters more than it should. Cross that 1,000 subscribers, man, building the failing slowly. We actually at one point were 300. It ain't madness here. This is Sparta. When you rock with us, nuance and context, pouring out your GD noses. When you roll with the big man at John Laghezza on the Bird app. Follow me up. That'll bring you to sharpening. You could get on my baseball, my football, lots of data, lots of fun stuff. All really, really cheap, but I'm going to open the baseball stuff. I think I'm going to wait till next week, and then I think I'm going to open up the baseball stuff for free. So if you have been wondering, or a little gun shy, I'm going to give everybody an idea of what we're doing here. All right, Mr. Coop, let's get it. We got a full slate on deck. I'm going to try and keep an eye on those daily run leaders. I'm going to try and keep an eye on the daily K leader. I love this stuff. It's getting a bit overwhelming, but I do love these daily contests. As we do the thing we do. Me and you, Call to the Pen crew, everybody, let's just go get it. Without any further ado. All right, it's the Twinkies and Sunny Day Gray on the bump, minus 108 on the road in Cleetown against my boy Tanner Bybee. All right, Jay, I don't want to bury the lead here. Let's get this under in before the line moves. I'm under the F5U 4.5, and as always, again, this doesn't mean I'm right and you're wrong. I'm just maybe doing it differently. I like to be regimented. So, with this offensive environment and hashtag we hate bullpens, when I go under, I like to go under on the first 5. We're betting on pitching, assuming most starting pitchers are going to go 15 outs. And if I'm going to go over, I generally like to get into that underbelly, the soft underbelly of those bullpens. Get the extra PAs, take, advantage of those. Hashtag we hate bullpen. So I'm going to go under here. Gray's been, he's been excellent. Really looking fantastic. So funny because he was a Yankee at one point. He was terrible here. The Yankees are the worst. 2.92 ERA, 117 whip for Gray, a 6.05 OPS. Man, that is ace level stuff. 24K to 8% walk. A little kind of average, better than average. But he's really keeping the ball down. He's so good working around the lower edges of the zone. 48% ground ball, 30% hard hit, 6% barrel, 1% blast. Validating, explaining that .34 homer 9, 294 expected WOBA, and he's been ridiculously good on the road as well. Really good last 40 days. You go over to Bybee, one of the better young pitching prospects to come up this year. 3.63 expected ERA, 24K to only 7.5 walk. Very good for a youngster. I mean, he's kind of just doing everything that you'd hope for. You get a lot of fly balls, but it also comes with a lot of pop-ups, and we haven't done this lesson in a little bit. OPMG, Capo, what's going on, homie? I know we throw a lot of numbers here. We do a lot of data, but these are the things that matter. And the reason we go in the order we do, because we want to build that template. You look at surface stats. If the indicators validate the earned run average, get into the disciplinary basket, remember, not just K and walk. Building the profiles to elevation, batted ball quality. And one of a piece of nuance that I know people get in trouble with, not rolling with us, not using the data that I put together. I mean, God, it is so cheap. It saves so much time. Is, not all fly balls being created equal. A lot of times we think of fly balls being a bad thing, but it's not necessarily, because you got to really split that into a subset of infield flies, pop-ups, which are automatic outs. So when you look at the 43% fly ball for Bybee, which is not great in its surface, 11% infield fly is really high. So just to give an idea, and a lot of times that's indicative of, again, working up in the zone, generally with the fastball, changing eye levels, all that other, kind of stuff we dig into in the offseason when it's fantasy time. Bybee unhittable at home, 194 BA, 523 OPS, 2 ERA. I mean, all the things we're looking for, both of these offenses. I mean, Minnesota's been hitting. Cleveland is not. I know I made this argument yesterday in the Royals game. I was so stupid. What a coward. We had Reagans and the Royals by a million. I didn't play the run line. I ended up taking the under 5, and it got absolutely cracked. Sculpins was shit yesterday. Yeah, again, people, listen, for all the work I do, and as good as I may be at this, if I am, I don't pretend to know the future. I don't pretend to be perfect. I'm always looking to improve. I always self-audit and know that I have flaws in my game. One of them is when I get to the end of the year, in particular when I'm doing well, I don't want to give it all back, and I, become more conservative, shrinking plays. And that's really not how to do it. Matt, is the trendsetter for that, the volume betting, building character moniker. The idea just being you put yourself in as many plus EV spots as you can, let probability take care of it. Don't be so cute. You take 3 baseball plays and you could lose 2 of them on some nonsense, and now you had a losing day. So, again, always a little bit of procedural stuff, a little methodology when you roll with us as well. We're on that one. Next up, it's the Brewers and Sheriff Woody, Brandon Woodruff on the bump, -175. Favorite on the road against the sorry Miss Jackson, woo, Mr. Andre Jackson and the black and yellow Buccos. We're just jumping right over onto the full game money line here. This is one of these 3-phase edges. Starting pitching, offense, and bullpen by a mile. Give me Milwaukee to cover the full game. I saw that at, +125 or +130. Which again is a pretty good price considering you're 190 on the money line. So, Jay, let's take the full gamer. Woodruff has been awesome. Listen, we just needed him to come back. 2.70 ERA, 0.83 whip. I mean, wow. Sub-3 expected ERA, 32K to only 6.5 walk. That's a 26K minus BB. 14.5 swing strike, 32 CSW, 31 whiff, 81 zone contact rate. He's doing everything that we wanted him to do. He's just killing right. He's been ridiculously good on the road. Very good last 40 days. He has a minimum 106 on the plus metrics. I just added those to the board this year. Stuff Plus is catching a lot of heat from smart people, but I think a bit of the negativity is misplaced. I'm going to do this in the offseason. But it's Stuff Plus, Location Plus, Pitching Plus. When they're all above 100, you have a good pitcher. Remember, it's not 1 WRC Plus, where 1 point is 1% better than average. It's 1/10 of a standard deviation. 10 is a standard deviation. So Woodruff at 106 or better. And then you get Jackson. It's been it's been up and down. You're not getting a lot of distance out of him. The 4.5 ERA, maybe masking the +5 expected ERA. He's not really walking guys. That's pretty good, but he misses a lot, and the misses have gotten punished. 45 hard hit, 11.5 barrel, nearly 2 homer 9. That's a 4.33 expected WOBA on contact. That's really bad. That's really home. Killed at home. 8.75 OPS allowed. 5.5 ERA, 5.2 xFIP, almost 3 homer 9 for Jackson. So let's just go with Milwaukee to cover this up. We have the edge on offense as well, though Milwaukee's hasn't been great. Pittsburgh's been gross. 54% ground ball rate as a team, just horrific. And then the Milwaukee bullpen's been very good. 2.7 ERA last 40 innings. So if we get it to the airbender, we should get this one. Jay, I didn't see the price, but did you nail down the run line for me? I'm ranting and raving, scrambling around like a maniac, yo. Oh man, the price definitely moved. Maybe I didn't get plus money. Maybe I'm lying to you. I didn't mean to lie to you. But it's still not a bad price. We talked about this yesterday. Why I hope you listen to the show every day. If we're getting 80 cents to 90 cents difference, I'll go for that line because we have the edge. So it was -110. I'm sorry, people. My mistake. But we'll still take that one. It's right in line. Brewers to win it big. Next up, Bryce Miller and the Mariners, -160. Favorite on the road against the hapless Reds right now, Connor Phillips, making his debut. This one was interesting. I'm going to bring up the minor league game log, show you what I noticed here. First of all, let's just do Miller. I've been on him all year. He's so good. 3.9 ERA, but a 1.05 whip. 122 Stuff Plus on the fastball. Ridiculously good. 5% walk. 32 ball rate. 65 first strike. 35 O-swing. There's your bully metric right in the nose. And first strike to O-swing. If it equals to 100, he gets up. He gets ahead. And he makes you chase his junk. Miller doing very well. Again, a lot of fly balls, but a lot of pop-ups. He has gotten punished with some hard hit balls. But he's been also very good on the road. Also, good last 40 days. I just think he's very good in general. Reds offense really tanking out right now. Gosh, it's so bad. 287 expected WOBA versus righties last 30 days. I mean, that means coming out of the box against a righty, you're only applying like 3.25 runs. Really bad. 26K, 7 walk, 12 swing and strike, 83 zone contact. Only 6 barrel, 83 WRC plus. Seattle offense starting to hum. 270 batting average, 360 OVP last 500 plate appearances. They're putting the ball in the air 45% of the time. Pulling the ball 46% of the time. Barreling the ball 12% of the time. What do you get? Put them together, what do you got? Not just bippity boppity boop. I think you're going to get another run line cover here. You know what? I want to be honest. I didn't pull the trigger for my subs because I was worried about the ballpark. The Reds offense is so bad, I'm just not worried. And again, another tremendous disparity in that bullpen. That's really where I've been sinking my teeth and having success this year, is attacking bullpens. Go after bad bullpens. Cincinnati bullpen's really bad. They burned out Diaz. Offense is bad. Connor Phillips is bad. Check this one out. I think he's in the spot of Brandon Williamson, who I believe is on the COVID-19 list. But either way, he's out. So the Reds, who just didn't add arms when they should have. All right, so I wanted to see how far we might go. This is a little unusual. We're going to look at the last 5 starts in the minor leagues for Connor Phillips. He went 1 1/3. He went 2 1/3. He went 1 2/3. He went 1 1/3. Notice the pattern. Then he went 6 innings. Well, in the last one, he went 6, gave up none, struck out 6. I guess that earned him the promotion. But hold on. I do not want you to jump the shark on this one. Check it out. In those starts, the reason I mentioned him, so 4 starts, he did not get more than 7 outs in any of them. He gave up at least 4 runs in 3 of them. So that was a 1 1/3 gave up 5, 1 2/3 gave up 4, 1 1/3 gave up 6. I don't know, man. This boy could be in trouble. I didn't really dig right into it, but Seattle is rolling. The environment is good, and the Cincinnati bullpen is bad. So keep Cincinnati in mind for the daily team run leader. Jay, hit the run line. Hit the run line, I guess. I didn't see it. When I say hit the run line, I want to be clear. I'm keeping in mind, I want a certain price in mind, that it's minus 115 or better, minus 112. I think this one is positive money. So let's go for the cover on this one. Yeah, I got like plus 100s and some plus 105s out there again. Jay, why don't you keep it up? There's a perfect lead into BetStamp. We'll get they add it nice and early, pay those bills. No, leave the board up. For the audio-only people, we keep referring to it because it's really so impactful. You're looking at the interface for the BetStamp app. And listen, it's pretty easy to figure out better prices is smart. But again, we talk about directionality. So if you're getting to see the market lean different prices, it's market's leaning that way. Jay, tell them all about it, baby.
For sure, John, I got you. Guys, simply the easiest way to improve as a sports bettor is to use multiple sports books and always get the best odds. We recommend using an odds comparison tool like BetStamp. BetStamp simply compares odds across every sports book, including games, futures, and player props. Save time and money by using BetStamp. Download the app today. If you're looking to support the show, make sure you check out the link on screen, the link in the pinned chat, or the link in the comment or in the description. That's betstamp.app/call to the pen. If you sign up through sportsbooks using that page, it helps support the show. Now back to John.
Anthony Roman, welcome aboard. Thank you for jumping into the phalanx here at the 388 Madness. This is Sparta. We may not be huge. We are fierce. We walk you through the tunnel, lead you over to the pit, and kick your ass right in it, baby. Because that's how we do it. Anthony Roman says, do your part, peeps. Hit the like. Exactly. That stuff matters more than it should. Hit the finger. Hit the bell. Plenty of room inside me. Stick your cartoon finger right up in there, man. Gosh, this show has gone off the rails. We're going to put this up for some kind of award, Jay. All right, let's get back into it. This one is always interesting for me. Again, I model quite literally thousands of baseball games every year. It's kind of nuts when I think about it. I wish I'd actually counted. I'd be coming up on like my 25,000th game for the public or something. So, I model the games. I'm running the stats, so I have an eye on the stuff. I run the algo before I look at the prices. There's a lesson one of my favorite lessons from when I had the older shows that we actually haven't talked about this year, just quickly, is just that kind of how to anticipate pricing. So I like to do the work. It's like a recipe, right? I know what I want to cook. I think about what goes into it, and I know how much these things should cost. I go in the store. That way I don't get ripped off. What happens, people, and you know this especially under this economy, when you go into a supermarket, but you're not like doing the weekly shopping where you can be a little frugal. You need something. It's a holiday. It's a birthday or something. You're getting hammered. You're getting hammered because you must accept the market price. You also have no flexibility there, and that's kind of what we got here. I want to know what an idea before I get in. So it's Cutter Crawford and the Red Sox, and maybe there's some advice. I really like Crawford. Up against Zach Eflin and those flat fish from Florida, those pesky Rays. Crawford and the Red Sox plus 140 dog in Florida, minus 160 on the Tampa side. And again, I really like Crawford. 3.5 expected ERA. 18 K minus BB. He's not walking anybody. 27 whiff, 37 O swing. So he gets swings and misses. He can beat you outside the zone. I mean, he's controlled hard contact, kept the home runs at bay. He's been excellent on the road as well. 2 ERA, 573 OPS in a row for Crawford. And just awesome. Same thing, Eflin converted. I mean, he was a starter, converted reliever, back to starting for the Rays. 3.4, 102. ERA whip split, 3.2 xFIP, 3 expected. 3.3 Sierra looking really good. 3.5 walk rate. I mean, the control master. Eflin just looking fantastic. Again, great at home, 228 batting average allowed. So I kind of had this one where I was going, I thought, right, I'm thinking, we're really leaning towards the under here. You get into the offense, Boston really starting to hum, man. Leading the league in doubles the last 2 weeks. 79 runs scored, that's top 5. 280 batting average, 350 OBP, 832 OPS. Only 19% K as a team, really good. Top 3 in pull rate, 357 WOBA, 122 WRC+. Plus. They're also hitting righties very well, 333 expected WOBA last 30. Flip side, Tampa Bay Rays. Kind of cold. The average is there, but nothing else. They strike out too much. They don't take walks. They're a little aggressive. I get they're kind of young. It's in their profile. But still, too many ground balls. They're not really doing it. So, right, as you kind of walk through this stuff where I'm already thinking like, wow, maybe this one, as I'm looking at it now, it looks like it was probably the bullpen stats. That's where this one is just off the rails completely. The Boston bullpen is just, it's, when things go bad for the pen, they go really bad. And I guess, I'm funny. I guess I rambled a bit. I'm looking at the Algo has a closer through 5 than it does full game. Where I was getting at with not understanding the prices, I messed this up, was I have Tampa almost for a cover here. And I think that's maybe the thing I should have been talking about. It's not just pricing, but also kind of reading the model. So you want to be careful with that. If you're using my model work, you see I have Tampa cleared almost near a run, which is the run line. But it's all bullpen based. So I don't know if I'm going to go there. So I think I'm going to pump the brakes on this because, to be honest, I think I like the Boston F5, to be honest. Jay, bring that one up. What's the F5 run line? I don't really like relying on bullpens to absolutely blow it. Boston has the upper hand on offense. I don't think Cutter's as good as Eflin, but it's probably a wash or close to it. Martin Rombo, what's going on, man? To you too. Peace. Across the wall, baby. You know what? That's the bet I like. I like Boston getting the run through 5. Going with the plus half. It's near even money. Jay got like a plus 105. This one plus 108 circled. I think that's the one I like. Again, I've been really focused on offense more than ever this season. I'm usually like pitching. This year, I've really been on offense. I want the team with the offensive edge. Because again, we're only going to need 1 or 2. I don't think the Rays' offense is any good. And Crawford's been excellent. So maybe this one we could have leaned on the under as well. You know what, Jay? I don't know if you locked it in yet. If you did lock it in, what was the under was 4.5. I think that one's viable as well. But I've been avoiding the hot off, so maybe not. Again, I don't want people to think I'm like a flip-flopper, fence sitter. It's just there is a lot of that goes into this, right? You build these matrix of analysis with countervailing points, right? And it's not always going to be black and white. Sometimes life's more in a shade of gray. So I guess, I do like the Boston F5. I really do, because I like Cutter Crawford. I don't believe in the Rays offense. I like the Boston offense, and I don't like the Boston bullpen. So I'm down with that one. I'm going to leave the under, but I think it's viable. I wouldn't be looking for much scoring that one. Next up, it's the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw, the old man long in the tooth, minus 145 dog on the road against the Jesus Lizard. Jesus Luzardo and the Miami Marlins. Kershaw is like, it's unbelievable. This guy's timeless. 2.4 ERA, 102 whip. He's timeless. It's unbelievable. Of course, 20% K minus BB, almost 30% CSW. He doesn't walk anybody. 67 per strike. Like, what do you think? Gets up, gets chases. It's so crazy, man. He's so good. 2.12 ERA last 40 days as well. The Jesus Lizard, man, this is the one you got to worry about. And why, when we get into the season, I make sure to add that last 40-day, last 400 pitch thing. And it's not random. There is some objective data backing to that. Saris, the very famous, very popular, impactful article on stabilization points and how stuff And pitchers do stabilize, and I think we don't know that. One tweak changes a pitcher, right? If they start a new delivery, you really care about the beginning of, the beginning of the year or last year even. Right, again, look at those people that were betting Alec Manoah. Oh, I'm a big sample guy. And I bet on Alec Manoah because he was good last year. Well, you got absolutely murderized. It hits a certain point where you have to accept the new data. Right, and I think that's a really good lesson for today. So Jesus Lizard, he's been awesome. Oh my God, he's carrying me to fantasy glory. We're betting him all the time. All the indicators are still below 4, but it's starting to get away from him. That ERA at 5.3, last 40 days of Sierra up at 4.5. Not really buying it. It's just been a struggle for him. So you got to keep that in mind. Going up against the Dodgers, of course, they kill lefties, they kill righties. Miami not hitting anybody. They are one of the worst left-handed hitting teams in the league. Jay, I'm curious, what does the team total look like for the Marlins to go under? Again, I'm always trying to be open-minded and thinking about these things. We do analysis in real time. It takes me so long to prepare for the show. I'm doing some of this work I have to go back to right now in real time. It's 3.5. Of course, Jay bringing up bet stamp at 2 seconds flat. I was kind of hoping for a 4 or maybe a 4.5, but I guess I should have known it wasn't be 4.5. I was hoping for 4 and it wasn't. It's 3.5. I can't go under 3.5. I'm not looking to go over either because that was the point. Miami offense just is a tank job, right? It's so bad. And they're not running. These teams, these contact teams need to run. They only had 4 steals in the last 2 weeks, 48% ground ball, sub 40 pull. That's the reason. 248 WAR, but 285 expected versus lefties last 30. So I think the Dodgers get this one. But I don't think it's worth the juice. Whenever you get Clayton Kershaw, the Dodgers minus 145, I guess you consider him for like a money line pair, but I left this one. Next up, Alex Fado. Man, I gotta hurry. Fado and the Tigers leaving Detroit Rock City to go to the Boogie Down Bronx to face the Yankees and Garrett Cole. This is another one I just couldn't get through. This one's as easy as could be. Fado's a mess. It's really, really up and down. Even if you're looking at the away splits, the 2.8 ERA I think is being masked by a nearly 5 xFIP, almost 2 homer 9. He doesn't get enough strikeouts. I mean, it's like the walk rate is high, but he doesn't induce whiffs, and he's a ton of contact. So then it comes down to what you think about the Yankee offense. We know they're bad. They're kind of putrid against righties. Team BA is so low. So I know it'd be easy to kind of look for the juice and look for the cover. I didn't get there. That's where I'm getting at. Tiger offense is bad as well. Tiger bullpen is especially bad. 6.4 ERA, last 45 innings. Maybe I missed this one. Yankees, 2.4 ERA. Last 46 innings, really, really good. And 1 whip. I mean, the Yankee bullpen's been very good. Sub 2% barrel last 2 weeks. It's just, that's phenomenal. I'm kind of wonder why I didn't have this one posted. And it just has to do with cowardice. Jay, bring up the pricing on the run line. I probably should have bet this one. I'm actually seeing plus money on this. No. What do you got? Minus 115 for the Yankees? I just think you got to go for it. I guess it's kind of chalky, but Cole's been really good. This pricing, I think, is off. The public is off the Yankees, maybe because of the lefty-righty splits. But again, the bullpen disparity is so great, right? A run line doesn't have to be 9-0. Its run line could just be 4-1. Garrett Cole is mowing him down right now. He looks as good as ever. I have the Yankees clearing by like a run. I have them clearing by a 1.5, which is what we need. So what's a big deal? A 1.5 in a model is a big deal, right? That's an outlying thing. It does not normally going to project these things median outcomes, right? So if your projected medians at a 1.5 cover, this is when we have to go for it. I got to not be such a coward. Next up, I'm almost positive. I should have almost said no for a fact. I'm not 100% positive. But I'm pretty sure I bet the over on this one blind and got I got balls wiped on my neck. Oh my God. Jose Quintana and the Let's Go Mets go on the road against Patrick Corbin and the Nats. Right? Why wouldn't you bet the over on this one? Come on, Jay. Give it. What is it? I don't have the total on hand. Just bring it up. Let's do. I'm stepping on the rake again. Is this thing single digits? Is it? Are we for real? Are we doing this again? This happened last time. Quintana versus Corbin. I said it did single digits. We got plays back. So Quintana has a 3.2 ERA. He's a 5.25 K-minus walk ERA. He's a 5.25 Sierra. Double-digit walk rate. Nearly 40% ball rate. Sub 60% first strike rate. I mean, this guy has a 280 batting average allowed to righties. I can't believe it. And again, 3.2 ERA last 40 days. The XFIP, K-minus walk ERA, and Sierra all above 5. I mean, he's a 79 stuff plus in the fastball, and we know Corbin sucks. Dude, we got to get this. Although, maybe this is one of our lead-ins for Bet Stamp, one of the reasons that you really want to be rolling with this stuff. I mean, seriously, don't tail my stuff. How's that for advice? Here is good advice, like legit advice, plus EV shit coming at you. You use these menus, these prop shops, to identify directionality in the market very easily. Again, I'm not the only person out there looking at these games. Jay, we're going over the 9, but we're starting to see 9.5s. So what does that mean? Your first indicator of a change will be juice moving on the 9. So when the 9s start going up, right now they're at minus 115, which we love. Soon those 9s will become minus 125, minus 130. Lines over others generally don't get pushed to minus 140. That will be the push to 9.5. So people, if it goes to 9.5, I really want the ability to push this bad boy. Why? Because if it gets to 4-4, the winning run is 9. We get out of there with our ass intact. So if you're listening to this on the way home, I think you leave this one at 9.5. But I wanted it at 9. I just can't, Jay. I can't do this anymore. I can't do it anymore with these teams. I can't do it anymore. Mets bullpen, they've been okay last 2 weeks, but we know they're a disaster. Like, even disguising a good ERA last 2 weeks, the bullpen has a 14% walk rate, 10% barrel. That's exactly how you get in trouble. Washington's been okay the last 2 weeks. They're objectively one of the worst bullpens on the season, 5.25 ERA across 475 innings. Jeff L. with the Alex Fado, and Fado was his name. Oh, getting a little contributions there from the sharpest chat room in the game. Appreciate you. Next up, oh my God, this is just an auto fade. This was actually not listed. The Braves had not locked them in yet. It's Miles Michaelis and the Redbirds, those pesky Cardinals, going to the Dirty to face the Dirty Birdies and Mikey Soroka and the Bravos. I don't know. Over. I don't know. Go touch grass. I don't know what the answer is to this one. Again, it's not listed. We have not been buying Michaelis all year, but I have to be honest with you people. Honestly. Every time I bet against him, I lose. Every time I put under strikeout guys up against him, he befuddles them. I cannot believe it. You know, I build these really great sheets, you know, guys with plus 90% zone contact, which Michael's all zone contact, you know, sub 28% chase rate, well above average chase rates. Big single-digit swing strike rate. And he goes up there and just destroys us. Player props about what's going on. I just mentioned it. It's the restaurant where the chefs eat. You've seen it in real time. My boy Just is the GOAT. Thank you so much, Justin, for jumping on the show with us. Make sure you're following him on Twitter. Gosh, player_props. My memory's shot, I blaze. Sorry. But make sure you're following Just and our boy Monotone Stewie. That Pass the Prop show is the bomb, yo. Is the bomb. They're really, really great. Plus, great guys. Yeah, OPMG. I really do appreciate you, my man OPMG, because he's one of the people, again, you know, that have absorbed this work, noticed its value, identified it, and does their own thing. You want to be smart enough to know to use this stuff, but you also want to be smart enough to know you don't want to follow anybody. Yes, hopefully I point you to the best bets. We make money, but that's not how you do this. That's not how you do this. I am very open. I spend too much time on this production, data collection, organization. These things should be spent handicapping and trying to beat the book. That's just the truth. Player prop sponsors, death taxes, and Ruiz to steal the first pitch when he gets on. Bro, I was thinking about you when it happened. I knew it. Oh, man. I'm telling you, guys are super sharp. If you hit the prop stuff, those are the guys, man. The hitter props that Stewie and Justin are on is the best. And for me, it's like Frankie and Maddie for pitching props. Those are my guys. Frankie with the walks, Maddie with the strikeouts and the outs and stuff. Stewie's always got HRRs going on. Justin's always doing his thing. You guys are really super sharp. So I appreciate you being part of the community we built. So Miles Michaelis and Soroka, I'm kind of leaving it. I would want to go kind of blind over, but I have a feeling this thing gets posted, you know, in double digits. Appreciate that. OPMG says, been learning how to fish. Lots of great lessons to absorb. Yeah, and that's what I want the show to be about. That there's people listening to it every day, whether or not they're betting, because hopefully you're going to laugh. You know what I'm saying? You learn something maybe you didn't know the day before. Next up, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Ryan Walker and the Giants on the road against Kyle Hendricks and the Baby Bears. Just not buying it. Walker is going to open. I believe you're getting Sean Manaea after that. That's what I believe. These things can be hard to identify. These teams are always screwing around. Cubs not hitting lefties at all. Cubs not hitting anybody at all, to be honest, right now. Same for the Giants. Just despicable. So if this one kind of felt like an auto over, I'm fading it because, again, we've just seen Hendricks do the thing he does, which is just confuse all of us that he ever gets outs at the major league level. Wind is probably a factor because this one's in the double digits. Just leave this one alone. I want to just check the algo for like run leader stuff. Again, I have the Braves versus Michaelis in that bullpen near the team run leader. No, Chicago and San Fran, you could just leave this one. Next up, Dylan stop, cease, and desist for those pale hose White Sox plus 100. Even money on the road against Brady, the wedding singer, and the Royals with cheese. Pretty even money here. I mean, this has been another one. These guys just woof, man. Two of the bigger, if not biggest, disappointments in fantasy baseball. Cease 4.9 ERA 1.5 WHIP, and it's just been bad. The double-digit walk rate 38 ball. I mean, too many fly balls, too many hard hit balls. It hasn't even been a home run thing. But 375 expected WOBA on contact, not quite what you expect. But when you're going to pair that type of quality with the walks, you get the 8 ERA last 40 days, been a disaster. Singer came out of the box really bad. He gave us a little stint where he was phenomenal. He's corrected course a little bit, but it's still not great. I went up against these Royals for whatever reason yesterday, even though my favorite pitcher in the league, Cole Reagans, was pitching. I'm trying to figure out why I don't have Kansas City here. I just have it really close. It's the offenses. Reason being, let's just take a quick look. Chicago White Sox. Offense really, really bad. I mean, 300 expected WOBA versus righties last 30, sub 300 OBP last 500 PAs, 5% walk, 83 zone contact, 45 ground ball. Just everything you'd be doing wrong, right? Not taking walks, swinging and missing, plus you're chasing, losing in the zone. You don't pull it and you put it on the ground. It's a total waste. The White Sox are awful. And then the Royals, same difference. It's the worst. 230-17 batting average. They've been a little bit better as far as elevation and hard hit rate, so that's where we've seen the run scoring from the Royals come from power output. So, I mean, Cease, that's kind of his thing. The worry here is the double bullpens. I'd have to be leaning towards an over here. This one, 09, man, I'm like a little perturbed. I have had this happen a couple times today where my intuition is not matching with the analysis and the board necessarily. Where, again, I would think I'd be way over on this. And Algo not buying it has it pretty much even. So I think you could leave it. Let's see what we got. Player prop says Trey Turner has reached God tier, betting his homer 10 over the last 15. Wow. Wow. Holy crap. No, I haven't really been on that. That's amazing. Jeez. I mean, that's why I need a partner or an apprentice. Tim York says 3-player home run parlay. Lewis, Turner, Alonso. As soon as I have Roy, I'm assuming it's Royce Lewis probably. So Royce Lewis, Trey Turner, Pete Alonso. Again, sharpest comment section in the game. You just come to the comments and make money if you'd like. Man, I'm near the over, but I guess I'm going to leave it. Man, I'm really near the over. I feel like 09 C. Singer is an answer. Next up, Framber Valdez on the road against nasty Nate Eovaldi and the Rangers. This one, again, is a really tough one to go at because of the return of the IL. So let's do Valdez really quick. Man, I love Framber coming into the season. He's been great. We've just seen some really poor starts from him. And they don't seem to be, like, split associated at all. It's just been kind of strange. There's just blow-ups that you kind of don't expect from Valdez. Last couple starts, he's been excellent, but before that, he gave up 6 in 2 of 3. I tend to think he's going to correct. I think where I want to attack is actually the public narrative here. The Houston offense is mowing right now. They are humming like crazy. Texas hiccuping a bit. Eovaldi just coming off the IL, and he did not have a rehab start. So give me Houston F5. I think I want to try and get in and out on this one quick as I can. Though the Texas bullpen has been bad, I'm just worried about the at-bats. But maybe the full game's in line too. You know what, Jay? Hold on. Let's run those bullpen stats real quick. Houston, 4.4 ERA last 51, so you can see where I was a little mad. But like Texas is awful. 6.4 ERA last 50 in the third, 15% barrel, 3 homer 9. Man, I guess we got to go full game and just let it go. Because again, Valdez is the kind of guy to go beyond 5, so that was a mistake. Man, I made a few of them today. What are you gonna? I was drinking yesterday. Leave me alone. Let's go full game. Houston outright win. Because you can get them, listen, we got a great offense, we got a great pitcher, and we have a really good bullpen. Sometimes you got to beat good teams. Player props Savant says Royce Lewis Grand Slam King. So I'm like getting distracted. There's all types of awesome stuff going on. I love the conversations. People come to check the temperature on the market and kick it back and forth with other sharps. That just means a lot to me what we've kind of put together here. I'm getting sentimental in the last month. Like I know we're getting ready to say goodbye. So next up, it's Dean Krispy Kremer and the Blackbirds with orange vest on the road against Reed Detmers and the Angels. Man, this one hurts. So Jay, I think we're going to go 5 minutes over, but deal with it, everybody. 4.2 ERA, 1.3 whip for Kremer. He's been really kind of just a guy. The expected ERA north of 5. That's why I'm not buying the line here. I was all over Detmers, and it kind of has spun out of control. 5 ERA, 1.4 whip on the season. I mean, it's just really ugly. It just got really, really ugly. It's spun off the rails as of late. I don't know what's going on. Hiding an injury, loss of velo. I haven't had a chance to really do the dive with football. 7.25 ERA last 40 days. 6.12 xFIP. 5.8 key minutes walk ERA. 5.8 Sierra. Very hard to back. Detmers. And I guess if you're not buying Kremer, see, Kremer's got the 2.8 ERA last 40 days, but all the indicators are up near like 4.5. And I mentioned the expected ERA, the ball rate's too high, the chase rate's too low. I mean, the whole thing is the Angels' offense is just like full surrender mode, but they are taking walks. Hitting the ball hard, actually. I'm surprised. Actually, this is why you do this stuff. Part of the data I put out, again, I talk about my pitching sheets I love so much, but there is a really neat and formatted offensive sheet as well, year to date, and then last 500 PAs, which I like to cite. But you want to be looking back and forth, like what's out of character and where can we expect regression to the mean. LA, number 1 in walks last 500 PA. So they're taking walks, and a 41% hard hit rate is reason for the 100 WRC plus. So you can see where I don't know if I'm buying the pricing here. Baltimore bullpen has been excellent. LA bullpen has been garbage. Man, I'm kind of sniffing around this. I'm sniffing around this, maybe a potential over here. Jay, if it's 8.5, let's get it. Let's get 8.5. I think we're going over here. I think we've been pretty good. It's another one. A couple of the things that we've done very well on this year. Oh, good call, Jeff L. Ohtani may be out. I forgot about that. Oh, Jay, man, maybe we want to pump brakes. If you hit it, it's okay. But again, that's why you need friends in this life. Jeff L. That's why I saw that it was a batting practice swing. Listen, you may have seen the last of him in an Angels uniform. Maybe with the Baltimore gauntlet bullpen, 2.6 ERA last 40 2/3. Maybe you can actually leave that one. No need to force it. Player Problem says they barreled up G-Rod last night, surprisingly. Yeah, no kidding. Right? You're kind of seeing that. That is probably at the center of that, right? And I don't know if I'm ready to call for an Angels uptick, but those are the leading indicators. Taking walks, improvement in quality of contact, right? Or generally symbiotic. Where we're seeing patients beget barrels, which a lot of times is production. I'm not being a real coward. I don't know who to blame right now. So I'm kind of leaning towards 8.5. But I understand if you don't want it. Next up, come on, guys. Let's try to finish up strong. Kyle Freeland and the Rockies on the road against Brandon Pfaadt and those Diamondbacks. We've mentioned it all the time. Pfaadt has my favorite narrative arc. Right? Good pitcher with high prospect shine. Comes up, gets rocked in the majors. Everyone hates him. His year-to-date stats suck, but he's pretty good now. Kyle Freeland's just the worst. I mean, there's just no way around this. And it's not even the course thing. 306 batting average allowed on the road. 5.3 ERA on the road. 2 home runs per 9 on the road. I mean, it's really, really, really bad. So this one comes down to whether or not we think the Rockies will get to Pfaadt. I don't know, 295 expected WOBA. First righties, last 500 PAs, 233 team batting average, 28% K, 16 swing and strike, 39 chase. Those might all be dead last in the league. So I think I'd rather go with my other favorite bet lately, which is the Arizona Diamondback run line cover. I mean, a lot of run line covers, but we're into that point of the year where we get this huge separation in teams that are contending and teams that have surrendered. And now without the big 40-man rosters, the really terrible teams are not getting like this. You used to get tons of pitchers that no one's seen before, tons of hitters that no one's seen before. It's not like that. You kind of got the dead carcasses. So we're going to get some plus money. Great job sniffing that out, Jay Bird. -1.5, plus 107 on BetStamp. So smack that one. Again, we're just in that time of year. Also, Arizona, I feel pretty comfortable backing them because they went through that downswing already. We identified the upswing with the discipline, and they upticked, and we've kind of seen it. We also know they're very talented. Right, it was only so long that like Corbin Carroll and Christian Walker were going to stink. Kettle Marte were going to stink. They're really good. So I think let's try and just abuse them, right? Let's try and just beat up on those losers. And remember, don't panic early. We might have to get it late. Colorado bullpen, 8.4 ERA list, 44 innings, 2 WHIP, 346 batting average allowed, 43 hard hit, 12% barrel. My gosh, so bad. All right, we got 2 games left to try and speed through it. It's the Bassett Hound, Chris Bassett, and the Blue Jays on the road against the Elephants, balancing on beach balls. And today is how much yuck can a Walter Chuck chuck if a Walter Chuck could chuck yuck. He got swapped out for funky Cold Medina yesterday. I'm telling you, these A's are funky. Let's not bury the lead. This one I am over. We're going to try to attack the Bassett Hound splits, everybody. We've been doing it all year, and it's worked. As good as he's been, and he's been pretty good, 3.80 ERA, 120 WHIP, 22 Ks low, 7.5 walks, okay. He misses too much, and he's gotten punished. Lefties in particular have crushed Bassett. More than 2 homer 9 allowed to lefties. Same to be said for Waldichuk. But the problem with Bassett is the road splits. 284 BA allowed. 875 OPS. A 5 ERA. More than 2 homer 9. Woof. Wow. So bad. So I would not go for the chalk. I think that's your bad chalk. Oakland offense. I mean, listen, they're bad, but they're not. They're bad, but can get it done in doses because of the sellout, right? So you're getting tons of fly balls. They're hitting the ball hard. You're getting barrels. So you're getting home runs. Bassett surrendering home runs on the road. That's kind of the center of the analysis here. I think we got to go over like 8.5. I'm also not buying what I've seen from the Oakland bullpen lately. Yes, the ERA is down at 3. No one's buying it. The Sierra is up at 4.5. The walk rate is over 12. Okay, they have a 5.35 ERA over 560 innings this year. They're responsible for 34 losses. Toronto offense is smoking hot right now. I got to also take that W. We mentioned that as frustrating as it could be. We mentioned the quality of the hitters, the discipline, leading to its 17.7 K to 10% walk, 29 chase rate, 42 fly ball, 44 pull. These were getting 355. Team Woba, last 500 PAs, 128 WRC plus for the Bluebirds. So we're going over 8. Oh, is it 8 flat? Baby. I like that one. Oh, it happened. It happened. I missed CLV. This might be the first time all year. Actually, this really doesn't happen. I mean, if it happens twice, 3 times in the entire season, which is also why even when I lose, people tend not to come for my throat because I'm a CLV freaking machine. And I had 8.5. I didn't see any 8s. I wonder if I should have shopped it. I wonder if I'm dumb. So everybody get that 8. Yeah, get the 8. I'm just befuddled right now. Sucker bet for me. I'm on the wrong side of CLV, and if someone would have caught it before me, I would have sent you a free baseball card. There's a CLV Open Challenge. If you catch me in this, right, post a bet that the line moves, right? Now you can't 5 cents. We're not even taking the best price, but the total moves. That's an objective loss for me. So I have to take this one on the chin. I'm really upset about this. I get really, really, really upset about this. It's where I hang my hat again. You're never going to be perfect. And again, I would still say it's probably the exception to the rule. Having handicapped thousands of games and have this not happen. So, or even betting, 1,000 games and having it happen twice. So I'm upset, but we're going over Blue Jays. And then next up, I'm just leaving this one. I have it as a cross-off. It's the Phillies and Michael Lorenzen against Pedro Avila and the Padres. Just a lot of mixed signals. Lorenzen, he showed us the top side with the no-hitter, but all of his earned run indicators are at least a run above his ERA, at least. His K rate is down at 19, whiff rate 22, but he also misses a lot. So I almost feel like he's maybe been a bit fortunate. He's got a 40% hard hit rate, so you're missing a lot, and you're getting hit hard. It just really hasn't translated into the barrels and the home runs that you might expect. He's been pretty good on the road, but again, the 4 ERA last 40 days masking the 5.5 Sierra, which is probably what I'd be more concerned about. And then Avila, we don't actually know what we're going to get. The ERA is low, the indicators are low, but he walks a lot of batters. And the Philly offense has been ridiculously good, like just absurdly good. Probably the best offense in the league. Last 500 plate appearances, 30 home runs, 47 hard hit, 12 and a half barrel, 150 WRC plus. I mean, those are all first in the league. Whenever you're doing anything better than the Braves, you're doing something extremely good. So that'll do it, everybody. Just a handful of plays, couple run lines, some donkey bets. Hopefully you'll laugh and you learn something with your boys here at Call to the Pen. Rate, review, and subscribe because it matters more than it should. Woo! Than it should. All right, people, let's keep an eye on those daily leaders. I'm going to just ramble for 30 seconds and see if it's posted, because if it's posted, you know I have the implied team totals. It is not, but just for the people that are listening later on, looking for the viable plays, let's run on over this. I love this because I already do this type of work. So again, we have 4 pretty clear leaders: Seattle, Atlanta, Baltimore, Arizona. Atlanta is always juice to the gills. I only like to play 3 plays. So there you go. It's that simple. Give me the Mariners. Give me the Orioles. Give me the Diamondbacks. Now, again, you know me. I like to attach actual risk management and stuff. These are literally dollar plays. If you want to bet more, that's on you. I'm telling you, bet $1 on these. If you bet $1 times 3 on all of these slates that we run, you're way ahead already, and we're going to keep doing it because whatever. This is another one. These are the things that we do. Me and you, Call to the Pen HQ. You know, seriously, all kidding aside, the algorithm quite literally has an implied team total, like, solution. You know, so this is not something like the strikeouts I've had to look at in the middle of the season and trying to adjust on the fly, building a boat in the middle of the ocean. This is like they brought the contest to us, and the feedback has been crazy. Like, you got to see the DMs. People are like, I can't believe this, because some, you know, I'll tweet stuff and not realizing that people actually like tail and follow and stuff. You know, whatever. I'm still nobody. Like, so I don't think people listen. I work as if, you know, I dance like nobody's watching you, and just the feedbacks are crazy. We've been knocking these down like crazy. So those are the picks. Sure. As far as the K leaders, you got to be looking at like Woodruff, but you know he's gonna be chalk. I mean, Lazardo, he's probably gonna be chalk. Cole, Kershaw, Cease. This one's kind of rough. I mean, I didn't look, man. I don't have a projection for Andre Jackson. He actually has some pretty legit swing and miss stuff. So you know he'll be probably a long favorite. I mean, he went 5 2/3 and then 6. So maybe he's the long shot. He threw 70, 71, 79, 71, 79, and 86 pitches in his last 4. So it's a full workload. It's wheels up for Jackson. I think I might have confused him with someone else. I did do that, right? Jay corrected me the other day when I... So I definitely like... Jackson's probably one of the better kind of long shots. You know, he's got the control. He wins in the zone. He gets swings and misses. Other than that, man, it's a little bit rough. I think today's more of a chalky day, so we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe Detmers if he's out there in the back. That'll do it, everybody. Thanks so much for picking up what we're putting down here at Call to the Pen HQ. Rate, review, and subscribe because it matters more than it should. You know what they call subscription in France? Les subscription. What? What? I know. Crazy. All right, everybody. Tim York says, just a final night. Played a home run parlay. It comes in at 165 to 1. Baby. Tim York, I'm tailing you today, buddy. If we hit it, I'll make sure to send you a greeting card from Disneyland. All right, everybody. Jay did his thing. He did the quick stroll through the bets on BetStamp, which, again, you could follow us through the app. You could track all the plays, tail the plays, do whatever you'd like. Make sure you're following us on Twitter at John Laghezza and at Call to the Pen HQ. We'll post the team leader stuff. We'll post the daily strikeout stuff. You know, as we kind of, again, as you build the community, we're kind of, you know, adding like PB Herman, right? Put the foil ball. We're just kind of sticking a piece of foil to it. And that'll do it, man. Enjoy the games. Enjoy your day when we're done with the book. Enjoy the pay. We'll be back tomorrow, wrapping up these last 3.5 weeks of MLB. Hold on, I gotta stop right there. me and my big fat mouth, Brian Gabriel, come on, my friend, says subscription to Friends is up on a month. Well, mine sounds better. Royale with cheese, indeed. I am so stupid, man. Alpha love. All right, guys, take it easy. The men and women out there, we do appreciate you. So, from Coop and Big J, enjoy the day, everybody. Remember, when you work this hard, it feels a lot less like luck, yo. Peace.